Good afternoon. I'm back today with my Mechtech Ccu unit. It's a carbine conversion unit for a Glock pistol. The reason I'm doing this video is I was sent a Facebook link to a gentleman that had a 9mm conversion unit on his Glock, and it raised a lot of questions. I was really rather surprised that people were not familiar with this. These came out sometime during the Clinton gun ban era. It was, I'm not sure exactly when, but I believe it was in the mid-90s. These units came out. At the time, they were the only real rifle conversion for a Glock pistol. They're excellent. They're very accurate. They're very reliable. They're easy to install, easy to take off. The downside is they're very heavy, and maintenance is a little hard to do on it for like detailed cleaning. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and try and answer some of those Facebook questions. First of all, it is not required to have a tax stamp. It is not a short-barreled rifle when you have this configuration on it. It has a 16-inch barrel, and this one I have has a collapsible stock. They make them with an AR tube adapter that you can put your favorite AR stock on it, you know, whether it's collapsible or fixed. It's just easy because all you have to do is just take this nut loose, and you can change your types of stock you want to use. It's a very simple design, and it works. Now, one of the other questions was, well, one person said fully automatic. You know, in the video the guy's just rapid firing, so that doesn't make it a full automatic, so therefore there's no tax stamp or issues with that. The other question was about calibers. You know, can you go from a 45 to a 9? And the answer is not really. If you have a Glock or an XD, you know, the frames are different, the magazines are different. So in a Glock, the calibers you're limited to really, without some extra work, would be if you have a 9, a 40, or a 357 SIG frame, you can shoot a 9, a 40, or a 357 SIG upper. If I was using it for self-defense, if I was going from 357 SIG or 40 caliber to a 9mm, I would change the block because they're different in the frame. So that would reduce chances of having a ejection malfunction. Now, in the 45 and 10, you can go between those two calibers, and they also make I believe they make a 460 roll-in that you can shoot in the large frame Glock. Same thing goes for your Springfields. 1911, you can go between all the calibers. So 1911 is a little more user-friendly as far as like going between all the calibers they make. Now, as far as a conversion unit goes, it's really very simple. On this one, this is pretty much a stock one, except I did order the extended rail for the top of it and the collapsible stock. Now, the price on the base unit, I believe, is still somewhere around $400. It may be a little more now. They've kept the price about the same for like the last decade. The collapsible stock cost me $79 or $89. I put a cheap quad rail on the front just to play with it. At the time I got it, I was just function testing it, trying to see if I liked it or not. There's a reason I threw the carry handle on it, because when I was transitioning it or picking up or holding it, I would do so by the carry handle because of how much this weighs. At the end, I'll try and put a spec sheet for it so you can see how much it weighs, you know, the length, the overall length, the collapsed length, the extended length. Now, on this, the way that you insert your frame is really very simple. You field strip your Glock, all right, so you don't have to use any of the slide components. But what they do send you is they send you this piece here. It's called a Glock block. Okay, This is your feed ramp. It replaces the feed ramp on your barrel. All right, because this unit has no feed ramp, you insert this into the frame right here, and that becomes your feed ramp. All right, and you can see as compared to the barrel, see, it just replaces that feed ramp when it's installed on the carbine. So it goes right there. Now, I'm going to open this up to make it a little easier. This is a multi-position stock. All right, that's all the way open. You can see it's got a very long pull on it. It's got two other open positions and then a closed position. So I'm going to pull it all the way open just to get it out of our way for now. So the slide rails on the Glock pistol, you can see that these slide rails need to go into these cutouts. Now, where the Glock pistol locks in position, when the slide assembly locks in position, it's right here. Mechtech uses basically the same takedown lever to lock the frame in position. So when you're looking at it, you can see right here there's a catch that fits over the slide lock, so it captures it on the same lock. What we're going to do is put the slide rails into the cutouts on the upper, and we're just going to make sure that they get in there correctly. And you got to push down hard and slide it forward, and you can hear it lock. All right, once it's locked, you check both sides and make sure that the frame rails are engaged on both sides of the weapon. There's a tendency with the way it assembles that sometimes one side doesn't engage, so you want to make sure that you get both of them engaged. Now, what you can do is there's no lock open on the bolt for the last shot. There's a slide catch right here built into it. It's got a floating charging handle that it's reciprocating, but just the handle floats on the bolt. So when you pull it back, you can push it in and it locks the slide open. Or I'm sorry, it locks the bolt open. So now everything is ready to go at that point. I use 22 round factory magazines in it. They work perfect. They're excellent. Let me run and grab one and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with my factory 22 round mag. That's what it looks like. Let me collapse the stock. All right, that's the position I shoot it in. And it's very easy to shoot. It's very accurate. I enjoy shooting it. The only problem is the weight. It's very heavy. So all the weight is on those 4 slide rails, and that just, you know, when you pick it up by the frame, you can feel the flex. I don't know if you can see it on camera. See, I can see it with my eye. There's some flex right there. So that makes me a little nervous. On a steel frame gun like a 1911, I would have no concerns about it. But on this, when you feel it flex, it's just a little unnerving. But it works great. So once we want to disassemble the weapon, what we do is, you know, we just verify that it's unloaded. So it's clear. Drop the bolt forward. You have to dry fire it. Pull the levers down from both sides of the weapon. Now I'm going to set it up on the sights to do this. And what I do is I push down, push forward, take the tension off that, slide the frame to the rear, and it lifts right out. Then we can take our Glock block out, reassemble the slide, and we're set to go. Now while we have it apart, I want to show you a couple things. All right, this is one downside to this weapon. There is no firing pin safety. That firing pin can move forward into the breech face and fire the weapon. I prefer that firing pin to have a safety on it. Just, you know, if you ever dropped it, whatever the chances are that something like, you know, could happen where that firing pin would slip off the cruciform, move forward and fire the weapon. So anyhow, that's the basic weapon. When you're ready to use your pistol, you just reassemble the slide. Make sure your locking block is out. You can put your slide assembly back on your pistol frame, and you have a pistol again. So it's an excellent little weapon system. I use mine to shoot on the range a lot with, and enjoy shooting it. If you have any questions or comments, let me know, and I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.